no, 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 no! And cut!
So where do we start?
I don't know, boss. You tell me. I'm obviously not equipped to make any decisions.
I want you to write an account of your memories.
From what?
Sometimes I wish I was you, man. I'd be famous, have paparazzi, girls chasing me around. I'll teach you what I know. I'll give you what I have. Trust me, honey boy, I'm your father.
I found peace in my way.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Film Optics. And today we're going to be reviewing Honey Boy, but this is going to be a spoiler-heavy review of Honey Boy. If you haven't seen the movie yet, you can check out our spoiler-free review that I did a few months back. And as always, I'm joined by Devin. How are you doing today, buddy? Good to have you back. I missed you.
Yeah, it's been a little hiatus, just a little bit.
You have a nice Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving got in the way. Yeah. How was yours?
It was good, man. You know, I ate some turkey, watched the super bad version of The Lion King with some cousins of mine. It was crazy because like we all like sat down and they were like, "Oh, we want to watch The Lion King." I'm like, "Okay." So I put on the original version, and they're like, "No, the better looking one." And I was like, "Oh my god!" Tried and I failed. I failed, Devin. I failed. I was like, "All right, let's get this over with." And honestly, and this is my second time watching it, it was worse on the second viewing. It really was.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I just nope, not for me.
A lot of the first viewing was the magic from hearing the songs again and all that. But
yeah,
once that's out of the way.
Well, as soon as the Aladdin remake comes on to Disney Plus, I'll definitely give it another rewatch because I only saw it in theaters. But
did you see they're doing a spinoff with the random German or whatever guy?
Yeah, I saw that.
It's
I
so
thought it was
random.
very, very odd. I don't know.
He's barely even in the movie.
Barely. Like what? Maybe 5-10 minutes, if that.
I mean, I like him as an actor, but it's pretty strange.
Yeah. It's. Hey man, some of these random. You got the Trench from Aquaman spin-off series, whatever. It's too weird. But anyway, as I digress, before we begin today, you can listen to this review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, and Anchor. And we have an Instagram page now, so you can follow us on Instagram at Film Optics. I decided to finally get one. I caved, and it's going pretty well. It's kind of I don't really use my Instagram all that much. I mean, if I do, I'm just posting things in my story or liking someone else's post. So I figured if I'm going to post something, it might as well be movie related, So yeah. So let's just dive right in. So let me read the synopsis here really quick, and then we'll just we'll head this deep dive straight spoilers, and get our feet nice and wet here. So let me read the synopsis really quick. A young actor's stormy childhood and early adult years as he struggles to reconcile with his father and deal with his mental health. This stars Shia LaBeouf, Lucas Hedges, and Noah Jupe. And the director is Alma Har'el. Is a woman, and she did a fantastic job with this movie. I don't even know where to begin, man. What were your thoughts?
I've been pretty excited for this movie since the trailers first started coming out because I think we've been interested in Shia LaBeouf our whole life because he's been with us like since
pretty much our whole life. Yeah.
Like when was Even Stevens? Like 2001.
I think so.
Let's see.
Yeah, I want to say. I mean, you can watch all. I still haven't watched all of Even Stevens on Netflix. I mean, not Netflix. Excuse me.
Yeah, Even Stevens was from 2000 to 2003, so it's just like right in the heart of our childhood.
Yeah, it seems like 3 years seems like not that long of a time, but like it feels like that show went on forever. But it was so good, and then he got his first. Shia got his first. I believe his first silver screen with Holes, and that was really awesome.
Yeah, that was also a big part of our childhood. Obviously, we all had to read the book, and then the movie.
And the movie came. Yeah, it was perfect timing. The movie came out like right after we were done reading the book in school. I was like, "This is amazing," and I love that movie.
Yeah,
and he's been in.
So that was his first big movie, and then he got the Even Stevens movie. Was that same year, and then he was in Dumb and Dumberer.
Oh my god, that's great! Right.
He was also in the Charlie's Angels movie. I don't remember that.
I don't remember that either. The one with Drew Barrymore?
Yeah. He was in iRobot. I do remember that. He was
in iRobot.
Yeah, he was like the guy in the street who was like fighting, or not the guy, but the kid.
Oh, dude, it's been so long since I've seen that movie. God, it's so good though. I gotta watch it.
Disturbia, that's a classic.
Disturbia, Transformers, Eagle Eye.
Transformers before it went Mark Wahlberg and got bad.
Yeah, definitely. That was that was quite the turn there. I remember Eagle Eye, and Peanut Butter Falcon as well. Recent.
Yeah, it's the recent one.
Yeah,
but we've had interest in him our whole life. Even when like he started having some issues, you could tell he was going through some stuff.
Yeah,
I didn't really want to shit on him too bad because the life of a child actor is never easy. So I'm glad to see he's rebounding.
Yeah, I'm glad to see he's doing really well. We've been seeing him a lot. He's been he did the Actors on Actors with Kristen Stewart. He was on the that Hot Wing Chicken show on not Netflix. Wow, YouTube. I forgot the actual name of the channel.
Hot Ones. First We Feast.
Yeah, it's that, and I saw
that was a great episode.
That really was, and you can just see that Shia is very happy to be back in Hollywood. I remember, as you said, it's hard for child actors, and it's very easy to judge someone off of something that you've never done. But I think people forget that, as much as we see, these people who are on TV and on the internet, like they have lives too. They have problems just like everybody else, and it's not to be taken lightly, because they're going through. They may have they may be a little bit more privileged, but that the classic saying, more money, more problems, and that's definitely true. And I'm just really glad that he is, like you said, coming back, and he's back. I'm just happy to see him back, and in such a powerful film as well.
Yeah, all that culminating into this movie is just so, like, I don't really want to say brave, because there's people that do actually brave things, but it was just like, it's kind of crazy to put your whole life on a movie like this.
Yeah,
especially when there's been so many ups and downs for him.
Yeah, and it's literally, especially with being famously, we've seen this throughout the years that, it does come at a price, especially, you don't have as much privacy. They can't just say, hey, I want to go to the movies tonight. I want to see a new James Bond film. And they can't really, just go out to the crowd, go on their AMC app and, pick a time, pick a seat, and just go without worrying about having to run into anybody. But especially with this movie, this is very personal for Shia, and it just speaks on so many levels. And it's only around an hour and a half, so it's not that long of a movie. But
yeah,
it's Noah Jupe just absolutely just kills it. We've been kind of following him since A Quiet Place, and I totally forgot he was in a quiet place. And
I thought he was really good, but to me, Lucas Hedges blew me away.
Yeah, he did. He
doesn't look that much like Shia, but he got the voice down so perfectly. It was unreal. Yeah, if you close your eyes, that's Shia LaBeouf, yelling and stuff.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
I think my favorite line is when he says, with older Otis, Lucas Hedges plays, he said, my dad's not the reason I drink, he's the reason I work. And I thought that was very powerful. I thought that was, it just, wow. It really did hit me. Yeah. And I don't know why. It was just one of those movies where it's like, yes. And, I had the privilege of seeing this movie about a month and a half ago at the Nashville Film Festival. So, it's really exciting to see everyone else's, everyone else's, just their reactions, especially even with Marriage Story, which we'll be getting into another review later on. But it's great just to see, like, oh my god, I love this film. And it's like I couldn't talk about it with anyone. I couldn't even talk about it with you, because it's like, I saw Honey Boy, Jojo Rabbit, and Marriage Story about a month and a half ago, all at the festival. So it's like I didn't really have anyone to talk to about it with. I mean, I had a few people, but I mean, I pretty much had to wait around until you saw them. But yeah.
I think my favorite line was kind of similar to yours. It's when he's talking to his counselor, and he talks about how pain is the only thing that his father gave him.
Yeah,
that she wanted to take that away.
Yeah,
it just hits so hard.
It really does. And yeah, because I remember he's I think it was like he said the one value that my father taught me was pain, and he's like, and you want to take that away from me. I was like,
because if you think about it, in real life, Shia LaBeouf, he probably took that pain and used it and transformed that into his acting ability.
Oh, yeah.
He took the pain and used that to get into different characters. So every time he's doing that for a movie, he has to relive some of these events over and over again. It's just crazy to think about.
Yeah, and it seems like easy, we've never really done acting before. I've always been very interested in it, but it's like, people, crying on cue, and it is just, I don't know how they do it. It is something that only they can understand, because a lot of people who are famous do have pretty messed up childhoods, or someone in their life that has given them the trouble and the trials and tribulations that a lot of these celebrities go through. Some may seem easier than others, but everyone has skeletons in their closet. And I can't think of many actors working today who would be willing to put their whole
life on screen.
Yeah,
it's so crazy.
It really is. Oh man. So what did you think of the I guess you could say she was like the prostitute who lived like across like the trailer park yard?
Yeah, in the credits they call her Shy Girl.
Shy Girl, yeah. She was cool. I liked her a lot.
Apparently she's played by FKA Twigs, who is a pretty famous musician.
Oh, I was gonna say, if you say YouTuber, I don't even know what you're talking about. So between, I mean, obviously, we've been talking about Shia and Noah Jupe.
Yeah, I do think it's good to bring that up, because those scenes were pretty weird at first when they were getting all physical with each other and like cuddling.
Yeah, it was. He's like, I'll pay you like $20 to cuddle, and she was like 25, and you get a back rub, and he's like, deal. Or something like that.
It definitely felt weird at first, but then the more it went on, the more you see that he just literally needed a hug. Like that's how little he had in his childhood. He just needed someone to give him a hug and feel warmth, basically.
So yeah, definitely.
It became kind of beautiful.
Yeah, and someone to understand and hold him, to let him know that everything's going to be okay. And I mean, and I always thought that the title of Honey Boy was weird for this, but I've had a lot of time to think about it. So it's from what I've come up with, it's more of, the Honey Boy is obviously Noah Jupe / Lucas Hedges, and his father is feeding off of him. I guess you'd say kind of like a bee. I know that's like a really weird analogy, but it's like, honey is sweet, and everyone likes sweet treats. So it's like, you're my honey boy. Like, you are, the father is basically working for the son, and they touched on that in the movie, which I thought was very interesting. Because I didn't think he was gonna come out and say it. He's like, you work for me, and he's like, I can leave whenever I want, and he's like, then go, and then he realizes, his father would not be here if it wasn't for his son. The only gripe that I had, really quick, I guess we'll just get into that, or whatever. So the only thing that I wish we would have seen more of was the mother, because we hear her on the phone, but she uses disembodied voice. She was played by Natasha Lyonne too, who was a pretty famous actress. It would have been nice to see her on screen at some point. Yeah, that was my major concern, but and I guess another one would be that I wish it was longer. I wish would have gotten at least like a 2 hour and like maybe 5-10 minute film. But it's only an hour and 34 minutes.
He's only 30 years old, so there's only so much of his life he can
Yeah, that is true.
give us.
Yeah, and he probably doesn't want to go into too much, which is understandable. But I really like movies like this because it's especially we see movies like Bohemian Rhapsody where we kind of got like an inside look at Freddie's life, but it's like everyone knew that he was homosexual. So it's like, what else can you tell us that we didn't know about Freddie already? And then, the family Freddie Mercury, and the band's like, oh, we want to keep a lot of things private. And I was like, then why are you making this movie? Because biopics, this is essentially a biopic of someone who is living, from a fraction of his childhood. So I thought that was really cool. But it's like, even with Bohemian Rhapsody, it's like, why is this movie even being made if like, we can't get a more inside look into this person's private life? Like, if you want to keep it private, just keep it private. But this is I think Shia actually started writing this while he was detained, honestly.
Yeah, that would make sense.
And he actually is really good friends with his parole officer to this day, which I think is really awesome. I think his parole officer went to the premiere. I believe I heard that in an interview. I could be wrong. Let me know, everyone, if I'm bugging out here. But I think that's very special. Anyone who Shia LaBeouf has come across, it seems that their lives have been touched in some way, shape, or form. So
yeah. I'd say my only real gripe is some of the scenes felt a little too artsy, like the scenes where he's riding on the bike at the back of the motorcycle.
Oh, I loved it though. So
it's that particular one seems a little overused nowadays.
Yeah,
it seems to be done a lot, but not too big of an issue.
Yeah, and I can only imagine that this, especially for people who have had rough childhoods, this film definitely hits home more for them than for us. But it's
hey, how do you know my childhood wasn't rough?
Hey.
I was making my dad work for me when I was 12.
Hey, there you go. Something I didn't know. It's like, you own me. I own you. You need me. But well, yeah, was there anything else you wanted to touch on?
The end is kind of crazy because the way it ends, he kind of doesn't want you to view his dad as a bad guy.
Yeah,
he wants you to see his dad, because you could tell his dad cared. At the very least, he cared, but he had so many issues that he couldn't really portray it well, and he just had so much drama in his lifetime that he had troubles living, basically.
Yeah, and I believe he even says in the film that he say you come from a long line of like messed up people, and they didn't know how to deal with the world, so they drank, or it was something. Obviously, I'm paraphrasing, but it was something along those lines. And it really did towards the very end when it's he even Shia LaBeouf even says in an interview he said he loves his father, despite of everything. And it towards the end of the movie when when Otis goes back, quote unquote, I'm assuming well, no, because his father's still alive. I was like, wait, did he die? I'm like, no, Shia's father's still alive. He goes back and he's like, after being detained, he's like, I'm gonna write a movie about you.
He's like, make you look good, honey boy.
Yeah, I was like, dude, it hit me so hard, and I don't know why. It was just, man, I loved this movie. I loved it. It is definitely top 5 for me going in to award season. We got
a video coming up.
Yeah, and we got Golden Globes in the Oscars. There's been a lot of other awards shows been going on throughout the coming weeks, so which is awesome. I believe New York City just had like their critic the awards, and Joker won an award, so I thought that was pretty cool. It was awesome. But so for Honey Boy, what would you give it out of 100, Devin?
I'll go with an 88.
Ooh, there you go.
Pretty up there.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with a solid 90. I love Shia LaBeouf. He is back. We've gotten 2 great films with him so far, and I wish him nothing but the best, and I hope he continues to strengthen his career and rebuild it from the ground up. And
please play Moon Knight, please.
And please play Moon Knight from Marvel in the cinematic universe, because we're all Marvel shills here. Well, we're everything shills here. We love everything comic books. But yeah, solid 90 from me, dude. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. So I guess that just concludes our review here.
I had one little interesting story to add.
Oh, all right. Go ahead.
So after I saw the movie, I think it was Wednesday. I got back in my car in the parking garage, and outside my window, there's kind of like some kind of divine intervention. There's like this homeless guy just standing there, staring at me. And I roll my window down a little bit. He's just talking about how he's been clean for a year, no drugs, no alcohol for like a year or 2 now. He's talking about how he just is trying to get through life and whatnot. And I didn't have any cash, so I didn't give him any, but I think I would have, because it felt really weird to have that happen right after a movie like this. Because obviously the dad had drug and alcohol issues the whole time throughout the movie.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, especially where I live, it's happened a few times. If I do ever have cash on me, because just like you, I barely carry cash around with me anyway. But there has been instances where I've there was one instance. I think it was like a year and a half ago. There was a lady standing on the street, and it was pretty cold for where I live here. And I had this old blanket in the back of my car, and because I passed her once, and then she was just she had all this stuff in her back. She had this little tiger she was holding, and I saw someone give her money, but I had an extra blanket, so I kind of circled back around and I just gave it to her. I mean, I don't know what she was going through, but I wasn't using it. It's been sitting in the back of my car for a while. It didn't stink or anything. It was just there, but she seemed really appreciative of it. So yeah, that was my little good deed for.
Did that happen right after Honey Boy?
It did not. I just figured I'd share it with you. I'm like, I got a story too. It did not happen after Honey Boy. I was broken after Honey Boy. I kind of just went home and sat down and thought, reflected on my life.
That's how you know a movie was good.
Yeah. Oh man. But that is very powerful though. Definitely. So I guess that does officially conclude our spoiler review of Honey Boy. Again, you can listen to this review on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, and Anchor. And if you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, please give us a review and some stars, some 5 out of 5 stars, because that would be awesome. Let us know how we did. And also want to give out there, as I said before, we are now on Instagram at Film Optics. You can also follow us on Twitter at Film Optics. Optics is spelled OPTIX for those of you who are a little bit confused. I don't know why I chose to spell it that way. I just did. But also, Devin, we have a giveaway. We're going to be doing a giveaway of the Planet of the Apes trilogies. Matt Reeves' Planet of the Apes trilogy. It's supposed to start, I believe, on the 9th. So I will post it on Twitter and I will post it on Instagram. Just make sure to follow us over there to keep updated on that giveaway. It's going to last for a week. So I believe I have it slated for Monday, and it will end on the 15th of December. And so you'll get all I'm just going to give out the entire trilogy, because I figured it'd be kind of pointless to just give out one per each. And I don't feel like doing that many giveaways, to be completely honest. I do have a few more in my back pocket that I want to do giveaways for, but we'll get to those later. So yeah, Matt Reeves' Planet of the Apes trilogy.
One of the most underrated trilogies in a long time.
I definitely agree, and hopefully Disney doesn't mess it up. I don't think they will, though. I think they'll figure out something. But that's all I had today for this. Thank you, Devin, always for coming on, and thank you for everyone listening at home. And we will see you guys in the next one.
Peace.